Hello and welcome everyone to the Rogue Valley Role Players. My name is Ben. I'm here with Rosemary, Ed, Nick, and Austin. I said that in the wrong order, but hey, it's okay. Anyway, we are back for another episode of Valley of Famine. Once again, my name is Ben. I am the Marshal tonight.
My name is Rosemary. I play Deputy Rachel Jane Kennedy.
I'm Ed, and I'm playing Daisy Gilmore, the weird scientist, but people call her Rail and Daisy because she keeps on railing on and on about that the Clockwork Man is coming, tick-tock, tick-tock.
It's Austin. He plays Macario. Macario.
I'm Nick S. I play Haru Matsuhara, the Zomburai.
And my laser is black. I know you haven't heard from me in the last couple of episodes. Been busy, you might say. But don't worry, your favorite demon is back and ready to get up to all manner of slaughter and murder. You might say I was doing some soul searching.
Now just imagine this really demonic looking Civil War soldier but wearing Bermuda shorts and sitting on a beach somewhere. Can't you pass me another coconut martini?
Hey, these things are pretty good. We're going to pick up, the posse is out on the trail, headed for Boxar Ranch. It's cold, snow is deep, and you're all hungry.
What? But we've never been hungry this game.
Nah, never ever. You're so hungry, so very, very hungry. Food rations are practically non-existent these days. Between the cold and the hunger, well, we're going to have to do some vigor checks. But first, I want all of you to roll me survival checks. And I want you to note how many raises you get. Alright, so the two of you got raises. Simple successes. So I'm going to have you all make a vigor roll at -2 now. You two can apply your success as a +1 to your roll, or you can apply it to someone else's roll. You have to decide before everyone picks up dice.
Do I still have my level of fatigue from before?
I think you got rid of that. You snuck rations out of the...
Okay, so I got rid of that. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been playing with that whole last session with that.
Oh, whoops.
Let's metagame just a smidge. What's your vigor die, Rosemary?
A D12.
You're actually tougher than I am.
They're both, he does kind of, not really.
I don't need to eat.
He's not making a vigor.
I think,
I'm just going to take it then.
Yeah, I only have a vigor D8, so.
Okay, so you two will roll with a -1 only. Rachel, you're going to roll with a -2. So go ahead and roll vigor checks, those of you who are amongst the living. Alright, so you do not suffer a level of fatigue from your hunger.
Yay.
You managed to tough it out. What little food you found is not very satisfying. It's not the best of quality either. There's stuff you're getting for way too much money at the general store. It's coming in on the trains.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't last. It's half the time it's rotted before it even hits the shelves. We're not going to have you roll for your animals, but they're not doing super fantastic either. There's not a lot of food for them. They're also exposed to the cold. And yeah, people have been looking at them, not just at Dawn, but at Oakley and I forget your horse's name. Cordelia. Pretty hungrily eyeing them. Some people have even eyeballed Scout.
You're not eating my dog.
At this point, there's probably not a whole lot of pets left in the Rogue Valley. It's been hard to keep tabs on everyone. There's a lot of people that you've lost communication with over the past weeks. some folk gone missing, go check out their homesteads, and there's no one there. But anyway, you're riding out through the Ashland Mountains to get to Boxar Ranch. And you're riding along. It's cold. Snow's crunching under the hooves of your mounts.
Rachel, you've been to the Boxar Ranch before. How much further do you think it is?
If this weather holds, maybe sometime this afternoon, if we're lucky.
Good. I do not want to see the rest of you fall due to the cold.
I must confess, Deputy, I'm worried that we are wasting time. If they are so far out, we need to find a way to stop all this, all these creatures in the woods. This seems like trying to plug a leaky boat with Kleenex. Kleenex exists in Deadlands now. My bad.
I know, Macario. Ross asked us to check this place out, though. Gotta listen to him, he's the sheriff.
I know Ross. He tries to help people, but I do not think he knows. Can you feel the hunger? I am so hungry, Rachel.
Yeah, I know.
And that is everyone, and Ross cannot know that.
Well, do you feel hunger, Haru?
I do, but it is a different hunger than you are feeling. Yours is a natural part of life. Mine, I came from nowhere. It's different.
Well, if Haru can feel hunger, then Ross probably can feel hunger too, Macario. Maybe he does, have some empathy towards people.
I know that he does, but I am only saying he may not know how close we are to... And he doesn't finish the sentence.
To being like him, huh?
Like, at this moment, Rachel's stomach lets out probably a gurgle of some kind.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta keep my faith in Ross. If that starts to go, then this whole town's gonna start falling apart. Gotta trust that he knows what he's doing.
He has not led us wrong yet. He may be looking at avenues for our predicament while we are busy checking on these people. He is a experienced man of the world. Of this world, if you know what I mean.
Or he is sending us away to protect us, or so he doesn't have to see us die.
You are quite the downer today.
Well, I sleep every night with nightmares. I'm hungry. I'm tired. It's cold.
You must bring color to the world, Macario. Keep your smile. It is the thing I love most.
Fine. I will try to smile.
And you ride on the cold. There's hardly any sound. Certainly not of any animals. A few birds, maybe. Scant few. You hear the groan of the trees. Maybe you hear one cracking and popping off the distance, almost like a gunshot, but you're probably accustomed to it by now. The sap freezes and then expands.
Every time we pass by a group of trees, I feel that Haru, even if he doesn't see any of the creatures there, he still watches them with a wary eye.
I think these things are not far off. Sometimes out of the corner of your eye you can see an antlered form just kind of casually strolling along parallel to your path, and then when you go to look, it's not there. And you ride on for a few hours more, and it's getting towards afternoon when you hear snarls. Snarls are getting to be all too familiar. You look back behind you and you see 8 of these wolf-skulled things come slinking out of the forest onto the path behind you, and they're most of them are down on all fours, and one like pops up on its hind legs, cocks its head at you, and then they start loping forward.
Do we want to fight them, or shall we run?
I think these demons are testing us. We turn and fight and show them that we are not to be messed with.
Every demon we kill out here is one less to harass the town. stand and fight.
All right. So you wheel your horses around. You're all mounted. You're all up on horseback or bullback. So, Haru, you're going on a 9 of clubs. Macario, oof, you're going on a 4 of spades. Daisy, you're going on a 5 of hearts. Deputy Rachel, you're going on a king of clubs, and these monsters are going on a 4 of clubs. So, Rachel, you're up first. Do you have steady hands at all?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so it's going to be -2 for being on horseback.
She will draw Retribution
Okay.
and fire off a loaded for bear,
All right.
assuming they're within range.
Yeah, probably. Call it medium range. So, -2, an additional -2.
Okay. Nope, not meant to be. We'll say, Oakley's kind of...
Oakley's spooked by these things and kind of like you wheel around to fire, and Oakley wheels around, catches sight of them, and keeps on wheeling. Like, nope. And so your shot goes wide.
Yeah. The trunk of a tree gets all scraped out.
It explodes, the tree actually falls. We'll say it even falls across the path. Haru.
Well, for now I'm just gonna take a shot at them with my pistol.
Okay.
So -4 total.
Yep.
No.
No.
I'll say I missed.
Okay. Yeah, you will coon around.
Coon is like,
Coon rears up. He's not a warhorse, and he's pretty spooked by these things.
the shot. I say he rears up and the shot goes just up in the
Just
air.
up in the air, yeah.
And due to that, I holster the gun.
I thought you said samurai were cavalrymen.
Shink, putting the gun away and pulling his sword out.
I am unimpressed, Haru.
Unless I am killing innocents, you're never impressed.
Well, that is not entirely true, but it is close. Daisy, you are up.
Alright, we had a tree just kind of fall. Are they well grouped together?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Alright, then I'm definitely going to shoot an overcharged blast at a group of them. Or the group of them.
How big a blast is that?
Medium burst tongue.
Medium burst. I think I could probably catch all of them. They're pretty. They're packed together.
Here's that raise. That's a 17 to hit.
Nice. Yeah, that's gonna raise.
4d6 of damage. Alright, big money, big prizes. Okay, it's these 11.
Ooh. So 3 of them get caught in the blast. The others, they see it coming and they kind of scatter. They lope. They get over the tree and they're still running forward. But there's 3 that maybe they were in the back of the group and they didn't see it coming, but they get caught in the explosion. Bits of blood and patches of fur and bone go flying all over the place.
Nice shooting, Daisy.
You too.
Macario, it's you're up. There's 7 of these things. No, wait. There were 8. Now there are 5 of these things. I can count.
So Macario will climb off of Don
Okay.
and ready his weapons and basically pull a little red handkerchief out of the pack and wave it in front of his eyes. Go red, Don.
Dawn's snorting and getting pissed.
And we'll go on defense mode and wait for them to approach.
Alright, yeah. So they come loping forward. The 5 remaining ones close ranks with you, come loping forward. One of them leaps up at you. One of them is going to claw at Oakley. One of them is also going to leap at you, Daisy.
One of them closed the distance and attacked me melee.
Yes.
First strike.
Okay, hold on a second.
I will.
Yeah, one is going to claw at you there, Macario, and another's going to go at Dawn. So now do your first strike. Kind of leaps up, it's pouncing, snarling savagely.
8.
That will hit.
7, 8. 8 points of damage.
Alright, that will shake it. So it leaps up at you, you slash at its belly, kind of knock it off course. It yelps and lands in the snow behind Kun. And then, alright, the one attacking your horse was my fighting. Yep, that's my fighting. So it's going to slash. It's got frenzy, actually, so it's going to attack twice at Oakley. So the first slash shakes Oakley. And it misses with the second. So, yeah, it comes loping up and it claws at Oakley and kind of slashes her
Yeah. I think that's
along the flank. And then one leapt up at you, Daisy, and it's going to slash at you. It misses, so it misjudges its leap, and it just goes past you. Alright, against you, Macario. No, 4 does not hit your parry. Do you have stats for Don?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What's his parry?
It's 4.
4, alright. Oh no. That's a raise to hit Don. What's his toughness?
11.
Woohoo! 9, 10. Don is just like, fucking whatever, man. I'm seeing red.
Yeah. He's thrashing around like a wild bull,
Yeah.
which he is.
Yeah, that was them. So, new round. Haru, you get a King of Hearts. Macario, you got the Queen of Diamonds. Daisy, you got the 8 of Clubs. Rachel, you got the Joker. Pass that hat around. And they get the 8 of Spades. And, yeah, your go. You're swinging Oakley back around to deal with this creature in front of you, and you see back down the path 2 more slink out of the forest.
There's more coming. If this creature is close enough, I'd kind of like to kick at it with my foot and then shoot it.
Okay.
Like kind of shoving it away from the horse.
All right. Yeah. That's well, you have 2 weapon attacks, so that's fine. Make a fight and roll.
4?
That's not gonna hit.
I'm gonna add d6 to that. 7.
Adding a d6 to that?
Yeah.
7 will hit. Roll your strength. How have you been surviving with only a d4 strength?
Because strength is the useless dumb stat. 7, 9, 2 is 11.
Oh, wow. So, despite your puny d4 strength, like, you lash out, you kick it in the skull. It must have been at just the right point with the right amount of force or pressure or whatever, because its skull shatters.
Oh, whoa.
And there's just like a fountain of blood. There's bits of tattered, half-rotted brain, and the body just collapses.
I was gonna shoot it. So she's probably like got the gun pointed at it, ready to shoot it. Just, oh, okay. I mean, she can take a shot one
Yeah,
distance.
you kick at it, you kill it, and you're swinging your gun around to aim it at, and you're just like mid swing, reorient to shoot.
Yeah, I'll shoot at one of the ones kind of off in the distance.
One of the ones that
are
just
approaching.
emerged.
Yeah. That's Snake Eyes.
Ooh, Snake Eyes. What happens?
Maybe the shot spooks her horse.
Yeah. And possibly the creature you just killed has Oakley totally spooked, and so Oakley rears up and spills you.
Yeah.
And so your shot goes up in the air, and you land in the snow. Haru, you're up.
The one that attacked me, is it close enough for a melee attack, or would I have to...
You could get over to it. You canter Coon over.
I don't want to canter Coon over. I instead want to catch the shell from the bullet she fired with my bolt power and flick it at the...
Okay. All right.
So, like, as the shell is ejected, I'm catching it with the sword and
And
slinging
redirecting it. All right.
Redirecting it, yeah.
Hey, that's cool. I like it.
So 9.
That will succeed.
6 points of damage.
That will... Oh, but it was already shaken before, so that does it. Catches it right in the chest, and it goes splaying on the ground and stops moving. And Macario, it's your turn.
Macario basically does like a hop between like a series of snowy rocks and uses the cutlass to slice upwards at one of these things.
Okay.
He gets a 11.
Ooh, that's gonna raise.
Cool. So first roll, oh wow. First roll is 13 plus 4 is 17 plus 8.
It's done.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like 23.
Yeah, describe it.
Yeah, so Macario basically like you see the cutlass like go through this thing so quickly it actually leaves like a trail in the air. It's just like faster than you would think a human arm could swing, and then this thing just
Especially given how like old, battered, and dull this cutlass appears to be.
yeah.
And yeah, it just peels apart and falls to the ground. Its guts spilling out. It stinks.
The Thrashing Dawn does a wild attack, and he's going to basically kick one of these things with his hoof right in the chest.
Ooh.
Probably against a tree if he hits
Thanks
it.
for reminding me of the wild attacks. These things should be doing that too.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to. They
Well,
can
they
have
have to.
civilized attacks.
Oh
I think these things will always make wild attacks.
Well, unfortunately, he only gets a 4.
no. Ooh, that's not going to hit. So the thing is a little quicker than you would expect, and it dodges out of the way. And it's its turn. So
Maybe Dawn's hoof does connect with the tree, though, and leaves like a crater in the bark.
yeah. So let's see. I'm going to group roll for the two that showed up from far away. Oh, and they did not get a raise, so they get to like where the tree fell over and kind of leap up on the branches, and there's one is like crouched and ready to continue loping forward, and the other like stands up on its hind legs and is standing bipedal, looking around, kind of surveying, trying to decide which choice cut of meat it's going to go for. Got nothing on you. You got nothing. You got one on you. It picks itself back up from where it over jumped and runs at your horse. It's going to wild attack. So it hits. It's got a frenzy going on. Hits twice. Does not raise. Okay, that's a 9, which is going to shake your horse, Cordelia, and then the next one is going to kill Cordelia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Unless you took something that makes her a wild card.
No.
Yeah, it lopes forward. First one strikes her, kind of hits her head and leaves her open. The next one rips her neck open. And Cordelia kind of gives this little choked horse scream and then drops down. Go ahead and make an agility roll.
Well, and since my action is next, can I try to heal that?
Yeah, totally.
I made my agility check. So yeah, that's
You roll
my next
free,
thing.
and it's your turn. Oh wait, no, I'm not ready yet. But yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And then the one on Doan is going to attack. We got 6.
So that'll be a raise.
Uh-oh. So that's 8, 14 right there, 15.
So that beats him by 4. So he takes 1 wound.
Okay. Is he a wild card now?
Yeah, he soaked it.
All right. So the thing leaps forward and slashes at him, but he probably just ignores it. Like he actually gets raked by the claws, and it's just feeding his bull rage right now.
He's being everything a bull should be.
Yep. Daisy, you're go.
All right. Cordelia gets hit. I manage to leap off, and I'm like, oh no! And my hands start glowing, and I put my hands on her wound, and all right, that's an 8.
That's a raise.
Yeah.
All right. So you heal Cordelia. Like her lifebloods are flowing out, and how does the glowing work? Does it do you see the wound reverse itself? Does the blood flow back in, or does the wound just heal? And
I think it doesn't clean up the blood or anything.
Okay.
It heals the wound.
it heals the wound, and with that raise, Cordelia starts to stagger back up to her feet, and you're able to, if you want to, get back into the saddle and be up on your horse.
Sure.
Okay.
I'd like to do that because that's my best way to defend her, as well as see the.
Yeah. So you're back up on your horse, and that was a joker round. So Haru, you got a 9 of hearts. Makaru, you got a 6 of spades. Daisy got a 10 of hearts. Rachel got the ace of clubs. And, the monster's got the joker.
Ben's getting bennies.
Alright, so You've got the one on Dawn still, the one on Daisy still, the 2 on the branch, and another 3 come slinking out of the forest. So, the 2 on the branch are going to try and catch up, and they do. And they're going to 1 and 1. So one of them's approaching. You're going to get your free attack. Go ahead and do that.
Okay. 10.
That will hit with not a raise.
Oh boy.
I think he's dead.
I did that. Just
So-
roll 4 6s in a row.
Nice. Too bad you can't do that on a Dominion roll.
No kidding.
So it comes loping forward. It leaps up at you.
And I raise my sword up and stab it through the chest and just kind of flip it over the horse and drop it.
Nice, yeah. And it lands heavily in the snow and it doesn't get back up. There's this reddish stain just spreading across the snow. The other one is going to leap up at you, Rachel, and try and slash you. It's wild attacking.
I'm on the ground.
That's right, it is. Well, it's going to pounce on you.
Oh, okay. I was
And,
gonna say-
and I'm going to give it its frenzy then. I wasn't going to give it its frenzy, but thank you for reminding me. You can have a Benny for screwing yourself.
I'm an honest rules lawyer.
Yeah. So it's going to frenzy, and it's wild attacking. So that's going to +4. That's 8 against your parry.
What is my parry? My parry is +8. So
it hits,
Yeah.
and then its other attack. Oh dear, this is going to raise. So first, the little attack. 8 damage against you.
That is my toughness.
So that's you're shaken.
Yeah.
And now the raise is going to be 12. Oh wait. Actually, it would have been 10 damage on you with the other one because they wild attacked. It would have been 12 damage because of the Joker. So that would have been shaken and a wound. Do you want to spend a Benny to soak that one before I...
Yeah, I do want to.
Okay.
That's a 9.
So yeah, that'll soak it. This is going to be shaken in 2 wounds now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to soak that too.
Alright.
Oh. Nope.
You take 2 wounds.
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, it pounces on you. First blow, it doesn't really hit you, but it like pins you by your shoulder to the ground, and it raises its disturbingly human-like hand with these long claws, and it rakes you across the face, just right down the right side of your face.
Ooh, Rachel lets out a scream.
While attacking, it's actually, let's see, you're back up on your horse. It's going to back up a few feet and then leap up at you, Daisy. Oh well, +4 though, 7.
7 will totally hit my toughness.
All right.
Or my parry.
It's going to be 7 + 4, 11 damage.
Okay, that would be
These guys
one
get +4 to their damage.
wound.
Because they're wild attacking, they got the Joker.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
We are going to try to soak this wound. Soak it.
Soak it? All right. Yeah, you. It catches like one of your gauntlets. I forget. You said they were metal gauntlets?
No, it's all leather, but
all
it has
leather,
Ghost
okay.
Rock imbued threaded
That's right.
embroidery.
There's like a flash of energy or something, because you do use those for your protection power. So there's like a few sparks, and it goes sailing past you and lands in the snow, and there's no effect. The one's going to continue attacking Dawn. It's going to frenzy and wild attack. So, that is going to be 11 and 4, 15.
Definitely
That's
a
a
raise.
raise. And then the second follow-up attack is also going to hit, and I think hit with raise. 29 points of damage.
Okay, so that would be. Let me think about this.
Caps at 4 wounds.
That would be 4 wounds. So he will attempt to soak.
Okay.
Don does have a D12 to soak, so it's not impossible. It's just unlikely for him to soak all this. Well, that's a 15, so he soaks.
All of them. No, he soaks 3 wounds, so he takes 1.
Takes 1 wound. Yeah. And he's shaken.
All right. Follow-up attack. is going to be significantly less horrific. That's 6 damage. Wait, hold on a second. 2, 4, 6, 10 damage.
Doesn't beat his toughness.
All right. So yeah, that was rough. Oh, and the 3 that showed up are also going to see if they can move in. Oh yeah, they do. So 2 are going up against you. You've already used your first strike, my friend. And 1 more. No, you're in a bad situation. Yeah, I'm going to make it worse.
Tune in next week, listeners, as we introduce a new group of characters.
Yeah. So here we go. Here's the first attack. Doesn't critically fail, but yeah, it's loping forward. It looks like it's gonna try and pounce up at you, and the angle of its lope brings it so that it pounces under Coon's legs and out the other side.
Kind of slides.
Yeah, it kind of lands in the snow, semi upright, ready to claw at something. Is like, wait, huh? This isn't how I planned it. And the other one is going to get you with a 16.
That's 7 higher than my parry.
All right, so that's a raise. He's going to take you off. I'm going to sacrifice my extra die of damage. He's going to take you off Coon, pin you to the ground.
Okay.
And he's going to deal 14 damage to you.
That's 4 over my toughness. I'll soak. And soak I do.
So you're still pinned, but it goes to claw at you as well, and you catch it with your offhand, and you're struggling with it. Rachel, it lopes forward. Does a 7 get you? Excuse me, does an 8 get you?
An 8 would get me, yeah.
All right. Ooh, this is going to be bad. Not as bad as with the raise, but... Oh, God. That's an 11. 17. 21 plus 5 is 26 damage.
Oh, yeah, that's 4 wounds right there, easily, right? I'm only toughness 8.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a vigor roll.
5.
All right. That is a simple success. So I think you take a permanent injury, but you are...
So hard
No,
to
wait.
kill.
Hold on. Let me see the book. Okay. You take an injury, but it goes away when all wounds are healed. So go ahead and roll 2d6. That's a 9.
9.
So roll a d6 now. You catch one in the guts.
4?
Battered. Your vigor is reduced to die type.
Great.
All right. So they're done at long last. Rachel, you're unconscious. Daisy. Rachel is down. You're still
Rachel's
getting
down.
accosted.
There's still one on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. I gotta do what I should have already done. And that is, I'm gonna cast protection on me and on Cordelia.
All right.
An 8. Got the raise.
Perfect. Haru.
I am angered at seeing Rachel seemingly, at this point, seeming to have fallen to these beasts. And I'm going to be mapping, first of all.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Smite first. Whoa! Plus my 2 from extra effort. That's an 11, which is enough for a raise.
Okay.
So I get plus 4 to my damage, and then I'm going to be attacking the one that's on me right now.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh boy. 17.
That's gonna raise.
So 7, 11, 12, 16 points of damage.
It's dead.
And I rise to my feet.
All right. Yeah. You stand back up. Sword's dripping with blood. Macario.
Macario's going to focus on keeping these things that are approaching away from the team so that Rachel can get taken care of. So he'll kind of leave Don thrashing around with the one that he was thrashing with, and he'll put himself out in front, ready to kind of keep these things distracted, so he'll go defensive.
Okay.
And for Don, he'll again, well, first he'll try to unshake.
Yeah. And we've also once been forgetting Scout, but he's definitely here with you.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking this time he was back in town.
Oh,
You wouldn't want to leave him back in town, I don't think.
Yeah. People benign.
Oh, if they're gonna eat my dog, then yeah, he's with me.
This thing had cut Dawn over the eye, and,
Uh-huh.
and he can't see, so he doesn't unshake. He
Alright.
thrashes around.
Haru, you get the 8 of diamonds. Macario, you get the 4 of spades. Daisy, you get the 8 of hearts. 8 of spades for the monsters. And more of them are slinking out onto the path.
Oh shit.
And you're getting the sense that there's an endless tide here. There's just more and more of these things coming. So we're going to do one last round of combat, and then depending on how successful you are at wiping out what's left here, we'll go to a chase combat and see if they're right on your heels or have to catch up a bit. So, starting with the one against Dawn, it's going to Frenzy. It doesn't critically fail, but it misses with its first attack. It does not critically fail with its second attack, but it does miss. Dawn's just thrashing wildly, and this thing is, it's trying to get a slash in without getting gored. The other one that kind of like leapt under and through Kuhn's legs turns around and is going to leap on your back. A 9, does that hit?
That is my parry.
Alright, so it leaps onto your back, onto your shoulders, and it bites right into your neck. And it's going to do 7 and 5 is 12 damage.
So that is 2 over my toughness.
So that's going to shake you. Bites you, it rips out a chunk of flesh, and then you shove it back. The 2 that struck you down, Rachel, you're not awake to see this, and everyone else might be a little too distracted, but you might see it out of the corner of your eyes. So they strike Rachel down. They're snuffling, lapping at her blood, and then they kind of start squabbling and fighting, kind of over your body. They're shoving and pushing and nipping at each other and snarling. And then the one against you. 5.
5 will hit. Oh, no, it is my parry. So.
Alright. And then I do all 9 damage.
Does not get past my toughness because I have armor. Yay.
Sweet. Alright, that was their turn. So now, Hearts Before Diamonds. Daisy, you're up.
Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to real quickly go around, get down by Rachel, jump off, and heal.
Okay, so you're ignoring the one that was attacking you?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't critically fail, but yeah, it goes to swipe at you, and then is just like, no, wait, come back.
Alright. Now, do any of her wounds count against my roll?
No.
Okay. Excellent. That is an 8.
Hey, that'll be 2 wounds.
So that heals
Wounds,
too.
yeah, which
Yep,
is all I can do.
You're,
So.
you're down to 1 wound.
And I'm like, Rachel, get up! We gotta get the hell out of here!
Your eyes snap open, and these 2 things, they were fighting over you, but they've kind of like turned to look up at Daisy, and there's blood dripping from their snouts, although it's hard to call them snouts when it's just all skull. One of them's got its clawed hands planted right on your chest, pushing you down. Haru.
I'm gonna frenzy and wild attack the one that's on me after seeing her. Seeing her wake up a little bit.
You probably
jar.
see her like a hand come
Or I
out
see
that's-
Daisy move to her, so she's got somebody attending to her.
Yeah.
And she's searching for like her gun
Yeah.
nearby.
hasn't-
She's
it
doing
hasn't
the whole thing
fallen-
with the wolf on her and the
Right.
scrambling for the weapon.
Yeah, and it hasn't fallen far from your hand, so your hand closes around its grip.
An 11 and an 8.
That will raise on the 11.
Okay. So first the raise. 15, 16.
It's dead. You swing, you turn, you swing, and it drops to the ground in a bloody pile.
I think the extra attack from the frenzy will just cleaved it even more into
Yeah.
it's like Haru is clearly not happy.
Macario, you see more of these things coming. I think there's still three of them in your immediate area.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna basically try to just
Excuse me, there's 4 of them.
play a delay tactic at the moment until everybody can get back on their horses. So he'll toss his lariat at one, and he will. Well, never mind. The whole frenzy thing, it doesn't work that way. So he'll just go defensive and wait for them to come, I guess. And are they like right in his face?
No, that one's right in your face right now. There's one
Okay.
that's on Dawn, and there's one that was attacking Daisy, but it's been kind of left on its own. And then there's 2 in Rachel's immediate vicinity.
Okay. I guess if they're far enough away, he'll start going back towards the party then,
Okay.
and trying to get to Rachel and get her up.
Okay. Yeah, you move over there. If you can swing your cutlass if you want.
Sure.
Get over there.
I'll try to cutlass the one next to Dawn on the way there.
Okay.
It's a 9 to hit.
That will hit with a raise, actually.
So that is 10, 14.
And that will kill it.
Yeah, so he just kind of drags it through the air, and his arm almost moves itself and just slashes this thing right in the spinal column. It bends over backwards.
It bends over backwards and just drops in the snow.
Yep.
You managed to deal with the 2, with the 3 that were in your immediate vicinity. And as you're picking yourselves up and getting back on your horse, you see more of these things come loping up. Alright, so now I'm going to deal regular initiative out. So, Haru, you got the Jack of Hearts. Makaru, you got the Joker. Pass that head around. You all need it. Daisy, you got the 2 of Hearts. Rachel, you got the 9 of Hearts. And the monster's got the Ace of Diamonds. Alright, so, yeah, the monsters come loping up, and they're snapping at your horse's hooves, running alongside, snarling. They're not quite able to get any real attacks in, but they're right in there amongst you. Actually, I don't know why I rolled for them, because you go first there, Macario.
Cool. So here's a question about trace rolls, since I've never done one before.
Uh-huh.
Does withdraw the edge help at all? Or, sorry, extraction?
No,
Okay.
not in this case.
All right. Instead, he's going to cast Nerves of Steel. He'll cast Warrior's Gift Nerves of Steel on Rachel.
Okay. And then you can also make a writing roll for free.
Yep, so you ignore 2 wound penalties for 5 turns. And my writing roll, you said for free?
Yep. Because when on your turn, you either make a writing roll to move forward as a free action, or you can do it as an action and get a +2 on your roll.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. So that does not succeed.
Okay. So you're riding forward. You're not really making any specific headway on Dawn, but you're dodging past debris and jumping over logs and stuff. Now it's their turn. They're using their action to get into the same card as you. So now you have these wolf skull ramhorn monsters in your midst. Haru.
Haru, being a honorable sort and also very protective of his friends, he's going to attempt to attack the one that's in the group with them to kind of keep them
There's
back.
multiple.
Oh, there's multiples?
Yeah. But here's what we can do. Make a fighting roll.
Okay.
And that basically, instead of moving forward, it represents you doing rear guard, and you'll give with a success, a +1 to their riding rolls to break away from these things, a raise +2.
Okay.
Basically, you're making a support roll, a group support roll.
Okay. 5.
All right, so everyone else gets a +1 on their next riding roll to move ahead. And actually, if you want, you can make a riding roll for free as well to try and move forward.
Writing roll. That's just, for me, that's an untrained skill, so d4, 6, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to re-roll that just so I can hopefully succeed. I do not.
All right. And mentally, you're catching a lot of flack from Lazarus about having no actual writing skill. What the fuck is this bullshit? You don't even know what the fuck you're doing. Have you ever ridden a horse before?
No.
Wow. You, sir, have misled me. Rachel, you're up.
I think I want to evade.
Okay.
Like, kind of go off just a straight path and duck in and out among trees
Okay.
to make it harder for them to hit us.
Alright, are you doing it as reaction or free action?
I can still ride as the free action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do that as an action then. I'll
Okay.
yell out to the party, like, get off the main road! Lose them in the forest! So yeah, Rachel's gonna wheel kind of Oakley off of the main path and just kind of
Okay.
through the trees and
Now
ride
make your-
forward.
Your ride and roll.
5? Oh no, not -1 because of nerves of steel.
Alright, so you pull ahead a little bit. You're weaving and evading. You're trying to go through the forest. You realize very quickly that maybe riding through the forest itself is not a great idea because you're seeing a lot of these things keeping pace with you. They're not necessarily moving in to attack, but they're definitely like loping through the trees. And you see like eyes gleaming in the dark around you. The darkness of the forest. It's still daylight for the most part. And Macario, you were the Joker. So Daisy.
All right. So we get a -2 to our action to move.
No, you can do it as a free action, or you can do it as an action, get a +2. But you get a +1 courtesy of Haru
All right.
and his rear
So
guard action.
then I want to do it as a free action and take an action. And yeah, I'm just gonna throw out a blast, like not supercharging it because we're in chase and all that. But yeah, throwing out a blast at these nasty Wendigos. So that's a 10.
Okay,
Damage.
go ahead and roll your damage. If you get a raise on it, then that will cost them their turn.
Well, it's 7 damage.
Okay, that you explode a couple, but you don't make a significant dent in their numbers to cause them to falter or fall back. Haru, you got the Jack of Spades. Karu, you got the 6 of Hearts. Daisy, you got the King of Spades. Rachel, oh wait, you got that quick thing. You got the 8 of Clubs. Uh-oh, that's a complication. And the monster's got the 8 of Diamonds. Let me see the book. Okay. So, Daisy, you're up first.
All right.
Oh, did you make your writing roll?
Oh, I did not make a writing roll last time.
Okay, yeah, do that.
All right, I did not make my writing roll.
All right. So now what are you doing?
Oh, at that point, I just want to take a free move forward.
Okay, go ahead and roll your riding.
Well, I did not make it that time either.
All right. Yeah, you're having trouble making progress. You're riding forward, and these things are snapping at you. They're just consistently in your way. Haru, make a spirit roll. Unless you're whatever your Dominion bonus for penalty is.
-2. -7.
I got an 11. All right, take it down to -3. Actually, it's going to be -4 because that was a raise. And you hear Lazarus say, "All right, enough of this heroic bullshit. And ain't no good if you get us both killed. Let's get the fuck out of here. And let me show you how a professional fucking does it." That's a raise. So Haru turns from his rear guard activity and just goes riding down the path, and surprisingly, like, doing really well. Ducking under trees, he's using the brush appropriately, and leaping coon over fallen logs and boulders and stuff like that. And it's the monster's turn. So, I'm going to roll a couple attacks on the two of you. They're still there, and then they're going to move on into Rachel's square and make an attack against you as well. So, one attack against Daisy is a 5. That's going to hit, right?
Yeah.
Against your parry. And what's Macario's parry?
It's 7.
Okay, yeah, they don't hit. So, Daisy, you take 6 damage.
Alright, I will not note that down.
Alright. One against Rachel. Oh dear. 20.
That's gonna hit with a raise.
Yeah. 14 damage.
A wound. I'll try this out. 5. So yeah.
Yeah, that soaks it. You're fine. And now it's your turn. So you've got a complication. So you're evading, you're running, you're riding through the forest. When you find yourself riding up into a very thick cusp of trees, and you see several of these things kind of waiting in ambush, and you need to make a riding roll at -2. No. You come up short, you see this ambush coming, and you basically are forced to turn back and find a different way around, and you lose ground.
That's actually hilarious because that's what I wanted to do. Was
What?
Go back.
Really?
Yeah. I was gonna go back and help Daisy.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, maybe she like turns her horse around and then sees that Daisy's seeming in trouble,
Yeah.
and she's gonna ride back. She's like, nope, not going that way.
Macario, it's your turn.
I am going to put on a trick performance to befuddle these things.
Okay.
So he'll be doing like some handstands on Dawn and basically whipping the cutlass around and slicing them a little bit here or there, you know, kind of like
Sure.
something like that. So
Okay. And what skill is this?
It's the performance skill.
Okay. All right.
5.
That will add a +1 to, I'll say, everyone in this square's ride and rolls to try and get out of there.
Okay, and I'll try to do a free move.
Okay.
So that's a success.
Yeah, you move forward. Lazarus, you got a queen of clubs. Macario, you got a 7 of spades. Daisy, you got the king of hearts. Rachel, you got the jack of diamonds. The monster's got the 7 of clubs. Ooh, they get the 2 of you get complications. Alright, so Daisy, you're up first with that king.
Alright, so as a free action, I can just move?
Yep.
Do I have to make a riding roll?
You have to make a riding roll.
Oh, see, that's the problem.
But you get a +1, so you're at.
Alright, well, let's
-1.
try to make this riding roll and get the hell out of here. That didn't do it.
Wait, +1, right?
Yeah, but I'm at -2.
Net -1, yeah.
So, yeah.
You want to...
Alright, let's add a d6 to this. What is already a 3. It's now a 4!
Alright, you advance a square. Lazarus is going to make a ride and roll. Let's see, you're on spades, so what does it do to you? No modifier. Lazarus makes it very easily, because he's a professional cavalryman, a captain of Confederate cavalry. He's done this shit 1,000 times over when he was alive. He's telling you this. Well, wait, no, you blacked out, so you don't know, but he's muttering it to himself angrily. Yeah, so he makes it past a bunch of obstacles, and is easily gonna pull ahead. Rachel.
I want to ride up and assist Daisy.
Okay.
7.
Alright. Move up 1.
So, Daisy, aim Cordelia that way. There's an open spot. Like trying to give her no directions. Backseat, riding.
Sounds like you're using your writing knowledge to help her out, so go ahead and make another writing roll.
6.
6, alright. That will give Daisy a +1 on her next roll. Macario.
Yeah, I think he's basically just going to be hacking and slashing these things, trying to keep them behind the party at this
Okay,
point. They're
so you're
quite caught
making
up with us.
a fight and roll to assist. Go ahead and roll.
So that's a simple.
Okay. That will give everyone else a +1 on their next riding roll, and then you can make a riding roll yourself.
Blew it up. I make a simple success.
All right, so you pull ahead a little bit. And now it's their turn, and they have a complication. So they're on diamonds. So they roll at a -2. It's going to be a 5, so they're fine. And they're going to roll their athletics to move forward as this hungry, unending tide, and they fuck it up. So they're going to make attacks against the two of you. They're in that square. So against you, Rachel, what's your parry?
Well, I think it's 6, because I think her guns are drawn right now.
Okay, then they hit. They're biting and slashing. Against Daisy, they hit. So Rachel, that's an 11.
Oh, shake me.
Alright. Oh dear. That's 12. 14 against Daisy.
14?
Yep.
That is actually a wound. I don't like that. Alright, here we go. Roll some d8s. Alright, I soak it.
You soak it? Alright, you're fine. And you're shaking?
Yeah.
Alright. Now it's a new round. Oh, another complication, Lazarus. 10 of spades for Macario. Ace of diamonds for Daisy. 10 of hearts for Rachel. 4 of hearts for the monsters. Daisy, what are you doing?
Oh, what am I doing? I'm running forward. I got complications of what I'm hearing?
No, you don't.
Oh, good. Yeah, doing
I just don't know what order the suits go.
I actually have a +2 to this roll now. Alright, that's a 6. I make my roll.
Your ride and roll?
Right on out of there.
Alright. You're making progress. Getting closer. You're riding through the forest. There's these horrible wolf things snapping at you. Alright, now it's Lazarus' turn. Lazarus' complication is that you are trying to take control of your body back. So, we're going to do a Dominion off.
8.
Oh, he stays solidly in control. You're just like, no, my friends, I must take control. And Lazarus is like, nope, you don't know how to fucking ride. You couldn't save them even if you were in control. Alright, Macario, you're up.
Alright, I think he's just going to focus on getting ahead at this point.
Okay.
That is 7 total.
That's enough to pull ahead a little bit. Rachel.
So she's gonna draw Retribution, and I want to carve a Shrapnel Storm, which is a large burst template.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, you're just, this is not a great time to be carving bullets. You're trying to guide your horse. You're trying to avoid getting eaten by these things. You're trying to ride through the forest, so you're just too distracted, and I think you drop the bullet as you're trying to carve it.
Can I ride forward though still?
Yeah.
4.
So you move forward a little bit. Their turn. Uh-oh. Yeah, they get a raise, so they're going to get attacks against pretty much all of you that are left there. So, starting with Macario, 7.
Doesn't hit.
Alright. Daisy, 5 will hit. Rachel, oh boy, of course, they raise. Against Daisy, 7 and 6, 13.
Well, then I have to try this. What am I saying? Soak that one wound. I do it.
Alright, yay! Yeah, like one leaps up and you kind of kick it back. That's 18.
That's gonna be a lot of wounds there.
18 and 6 is 24, and 7 is 31. 33 damage.
End roll.
Rachel's not having a good day.
She might die. Out of beddings again. 5.
5? Alright, you're unconscious. You fall back off of Oakley. Oakley just keeps riding, and you get pulled down to the snow, and everyone else keeps riding. No one sees. Jack of clubs for Lazarus. 10 of diamonds for Macario, ace of hearts for Daisy, the dreaded Joker for the monsters. Alright, yeah, they're gonna continue running for... Actually, they fall back.
Because they're eating me.
Yeah, they seem to suddenly be entertained by something, and you don't know what. Daisy.
Well, so even me, who's in the same square as Rachel, sees nothing.
Yeah, you're riding ahead.
Alright, any bonuses to keep riding then? Did
Uh,
anyone do any helping?
I don't think so.
Okay, straight up roll. Yay! Got a 6.
Got a 6. Alright, you move forward. Yay! Lazarus. Got another complication on a clubs. So, go ahead and roll for Dominion. Lazarus is going to be at a -2. So you're -4.
I got a 6.
You got a 1. You suddenly snap back into control. Lazarus goes, "Aww." And you find yourself, you've stopped at the edge of the forest and you're looking down this shallow valley and you see the Boxar Ranch.
I look around to see if I can see my friends.
You can't. You can hear them back in the forest.
I turn around and head back towards them.
Alright, make a ride and roll.
Does he see Oakley come sprinting out?
Yeah, I
for
think
us?
so. That works well. You see Oakley come riding by riderless.
5.
You're riding back, and you catch up with Daisy and Macario riding forward. These things have all fallen back, and you don't see Rachel anywhere in sight.
Where's Rachel?
I don't know. She was right with me.
She was... Oh, well...
I look towards the monsters in abject horror.
It's hard to see anything. It's gotten kind of dark.
I'm not imagining that I'm actually seeing her. I'm just like if she's not here, the only thing I can assume is that she's in that throng of monsters.
Yeah, you see shapes moving in the darkness, and then you see something else kind of emerge out of the darkness, out of the shadows. It stands 9 feet tall, an elk skull head, and massive rack of antlers, and it's dragging Rachel's broken body by the neck through the snow, and you recognize it as the creature that I believe actually Rachel set on fire back at the grave dig, and its eyes are big, round eyes are glowing, and it's got wings, these big, huge, leathery wings sprouted from its back, and it comes to a stop just within eyesight, kind of cocks its head as it scans and looks at you, and it lifts Rachel's broken, bloody body up and throws her into like this little clearing in front of all of you. And it cocks its head again, and you hear this kind of throaty growl, almost like a chuckle, and then it just slowly turns and walks back into the forest, and the other monsters follow it.
Why?
Haru's not gonna take time to think about it. He's gonna rush directly to Rachel.
Yep. And we're gonna make another roll on the injury table. Where's that book?
6. Add them together, right?
Yep. Hey, look. Guts again. Roll d6.
Her guts are just getting beat up. 2.
Broken, so your agility's reduced to die type as well.
Fuck, no. Permanently?
Not permanently, just
Oh.
until all your wounds are healed. You're broken, beaten, battered. And, so the rest of you aren't privy to this, but Rachel, you're lying there in the snow. These things are closing in around you. You're just barely at consciousness, and they're pulling and they're like bending down to start feasting on your flesh, and then they back off. You feel a crunch as something comes stepping up, And through the haze of your incapacitation, you see this thing leaning over you, looming over you, and you hear, "It's not time yet." And then you black out.
Great.
And then you wake up with, well, actually, no, you guys need to make healing rolls, so.
Healing rolls. Okay. Here it comes. Do the.
Mr. Miyagi.
Not really, because I just gonna Ghost Rock, fires up and. Alright, big money, big prizes. That is only a 7. So I heal 1.
Yeah. I'll take what I can get.
I can keep healing. That's the nice part.
Yeah, that's the nice part about the magic is you can spam it.
As long as I have
PowerPoints.
Yeah. So let's keep trying that.
So Rachel's gonna kind of come to with a panicked gasp and just say, "Is everyone okay?
You're not okay, Rachel.
Where's my dog? Where's Scout?"
Scout's over there.
Scout comes bounding up with Oakley in tow.
She's gonna bury her face in Scout. And these ugly, raw sobs are coming from her.
Let's get to the Voxar Ranch. Quickly. We have no idea if they'll come back. We must hurry. Can you ride?
You feel remarkably pretty good.
She's gonna wipe blood off of her face from where she got tore up
Yeah.
and say, "I think so."
Okay, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we're gonna hop back on our horses and
You get back up on your horses and you make the rest of the ride to Boxar Ranch. You come out of the forest and this kind of small, shallow valley is clearing. And you see the ranch. You see the buildings.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's about all you see.
well, we're gonna at least head to the buildings.
Alright.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right in the ranch. There's zero activity. There's no smoke coming from any of the buildings. There's no movement. It appears, honestly, abandoned, buried in snow.
We cannot ride back to town. We have to build a fire, try to hold it out here the night.
Like, when you say this, it's buried in the snow, like, do we have to dig out the door if we wanted to go inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Haru would start digging a little trough to the door or see if we can find a shovel.
Give me a notice roll.
8.
Alright, you spot a tool shed.
Okay. I'll get
You have to dig that out too.
Yeah,
I'll
probably.
start digging it out.
Alright. Haru, you dig the door out. It's really not that much trouble for you because you don't get tired and you don't really get cold anymore either. So it's not like, oh, I gotta wait for my hands to dethaw or anything. You're just like, move snow. And you get the door open and you step inside. You have to push the door open a little bit. Let's see, you can probably see just fine there. You've got your cat eyes. You see various tools hanging. There's some chains and stuff that you'd expect to see in a ranch tool shed. But you also hear noise coming from the back of the shed behind, like there's a partition or something. And it's a wet, meaty sound.
I draw my sword and head towards it slowly, kind of like having it kind of a backwards direction.
Mm-hmm.
And hello?
Is everyone following in?
I think Rachel's still on her horse, just kind of sitting there loosely holding the reins.
I think we're getting ready to help him dig out the front door, so we're probably waiting for him to get back or something.
Okay. Yeah, you round the partition, you say hello, and the first thing you see is, you notice, is this trail of blood leading from the tool shed around the partition into the back, and you see the remains of a rancher. He's lying sprawled out there, bloodied and torn up. But that's not really the center of your attention, because what you're really focused on is what's kneeling over the rancher. Hunched over his body, she looks like she's dressed like another rancher. Covered in blood. Her eyes shine in the darkness of the shed. Too large, too round. kind of almost, you can barely make out her pupils. Her face seems to stretch out unnaturally. Her skin's peeling away from her flesh, from muscle and bone, and there's patches of coarse gray fur peeking out from under her ripped and tattered clothing. And as soon as you say hello and step into view, she looks up, real startled-like, and stands up and starts to back away. Her limbs are unnaturally elongated, and her fingers seem to have started to transform into claws. And she looks at you, her face is covered in blood, and there's tear streaks down her cheeks.
I will offer her swift mercy.
Verbally?
No. Like, I'm going to rush forward and I'm going to... I'm going to...
It's no option.
This is no
You're not
option.
offering, you're just going to do it. All right,
Yeah,
let's
this
see.
is... You've become a beast.
Do you have quick?
Yes, I do.
Wow. There we go.
I rush forward and I'm actually going to do a frenzy.
Actually,
do
I'm
I
going to make you do a fear roll first.
Fear roll?
For this, yeah.
Okay.
And it's going to be at a -5.
2, so -3 plus my grit. So actually, I get a +2 total.
All right.
12.
All right, you're fine.
Okay, and then I'll do a frenzy wild attack on her because no. 11.
All right, that's going to hit.
11, 12, 13 points of damage.
All right, so there's a scream. An unnatural scream, but it definitely sounds like a woman's scream. There's like a multitonal quality to it that's not right at all. And you cut her down. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, we rush over with looks of
Yeah.
horror on our face. I do, at least. Macario does.
What the hell?
Makara, you run in, you see... at first, it looks like Haru is just standing over the body of a woman that he's cut down, and then kind of the details start coming in. You realize, like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think unconsciously he draws the cutlass ready to cut Haru down, then realizes the situation,
Okay.
thinking that Haru's been taken over or something. Haru, what is this? Who is this?
It looks like one of the ranchers, but she's turning into one of those creatures. You can see the flesh stripping away, the fur growing from her flesh. She's inhuman. She's been eating this poor soul here. I reacted to a monster, not to a human.
Did the right thing, Haru.
Look at the tears on her face. The last shred of her humanity leaving her as she devoured another person. These creatures, I'm beginning to think the missing people. I'm not sure if that's what's happening, but it seems as so.
Macario starts moaning and crying and picks up like a tool and just throws it against the wall as hard as he can. This was my vision. I received a holy vision of this, and I fucked it up! I was supposed to stop this. I did not stop it! Look at this poor woman. This should not be a thing. This should not be reality. I don't know what to do. I did everything I could. I failed. I failed.
Haru stoically flicks the blood from his blade, stores it, and just grabs a shovel from the wall.
Yeah, Rachel probably enters the shed at this point.
Yeah, you hear Macario speaking. You hear what he says.
She's just gonna go stand by Macario and put a hand on his shoulder. And give it like a squeeze.
I failed you too. I said we should fight those. And what happened? Look at you.
None of this is your fault, Macario.
It's not my fault, no. You don't blame someone for being a failure. They simply are a failure.
You're not a failure.
I'm not a failure? Then what is this? He gestures at the woman. I am a failure. There is the proof. You can see it with your eyes.
It's not too late to end this. We can find out the source and keep this and end this.
How are we going to do that? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? We're away from the center of town, and even if we were there, what would we do? What are we going to find here besides more death? Besides the cold?
I don't know. I mean, I can't even, like... The Lemurians can't even help us with this anymore, because they're... Yeah, because of what we've done. They're mad at me for doing that, for becoming an agent of death.
Well, who I prayed to did not help either.
Well, we've got to make it right, so that the lady and the Lemurians, so we can make it right for them.
Rachel's like looking around at, everyone as they're saying all this, and she's looking at the body that you pointed out, and she just is shaking her head back and forth. And she just says, Macario, you're not the failure. I am.
Well, we are both failures. All of us are failures. It is okay. That is what they made us to be.
I hate to interfere with the pity party.
And remember, Haru, when he started ranting, he was letting Macario do his rant. He grabbed a shovel and walked towards the front of the house. He was concerned about getting his friends warm.
I nonetheless hate to interfere with the pity party, but you weren't around to hear it, but I do believe your friend the clown once said a certain phrase to me that stuck with me somewhat. Might do yourself and your friends a favor and remind him of it.
What would that be?
I do believe he said, you cannot kill hope.
Why are you an evil entity of pure malice and hatred, concerned with our hope, concerned with raising our spirits?
'Cause I was not always as I am. Sometimes I remember it. I told you once before, when I'm lucid, I'll help you. But I am consumed by hate, and I need to kill, I need to fulfill an empty revenge, and I cannot always control that need. So, best listen when I'm here, when I can.
Takes the shovel and sticks it into the snow from where however much progress he's made on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back to the tool shed doorway.
Macario, you cannot kill hope.
I did say that, didn't I? I'm done. Let us get to work.
For now, we need to get warm. We need to rest. I will continue digging the door free. You all stay together, keep warm. Huddle together as much as possible. I will dig.
And you're digging at the door, you're moving snow. This is for one of the major bunkhouses, trying to get shelter. And out of the corner of your eye, as you're digging, you see a figure round the edge of the building. And they've got a shotgun aimed at you. You're using tools, so you don't look like one of them.
Sir,
Hey, you're talking. Raises his shotgun.
we are from Jacksonville. I am here with Deputy Rachel and some others. We were sent to check on your ranch.
Well, thank fucking God. Here, round back. It's open. Name's Wise, Charles Wise.
Haru Matsuhara.
Oh, I heard of you. You're the railroad policeman, right?
Yes.
All right, I'll get your friends quick. There's no telling when those things are going to come back.
I'd let out a whistle to get their attention.
Okay.
Rachel's just gonna linger looking at this body a little bit and then head out. She's gonna like take her badge off her chest and just run her thumb over it thoughtfully and then put her badge back on and leave the shed.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going over there, railgun out, because, I'm expecting trouble.
Right. Yeah. You come out ready for battle, and you see Haro standing there with another guy who's all like bundled up in winter clothing. He's got a shotgun resting over his shoulder, but he's not holding it. Well, he's holding it over his shoulder, so obviously it's not threatening.
This is Charles Weiss. He has offered us an entrance into the building here.
We got a few survivors. Come on, quick before those monsters come back.
Well, thank you for your hospitality.
Thanks for coming to check on us. Didn't think anyone remembered us.
A few survivors, you said?
Yeah,
How many?
20? 20 folk. Women and children mostly. I sent John and Charlotte out to get a few supplies and tools from the shed, but, well, that was last night. They ain't back, so I'm assuming those creatures got them.
Yes, those creatures got them.
And do you have food?
Not much.
My bull, he is thinning, but there is still some there.
That's a generous offer. I thank you.
Rachel's gonna give Macario a really surprised kind of look.
I have to accept that things must be given for life to continue. And he pets down on the nose and hops off.
Okay.
I should have thought I cast empathy on Dawn and see how he feels about all this.
Not great.
Yeah.
But he also, like, even though he's a legendary animal, he probably lacks perspective of the bigger picture. He knows that he's hungry and that he also wants to keep living.
Right. I don't think it's like we're telling him that he's going to die or anything, though. It's more just like
Yeah.
So he just pats Dawn and says, "I am sorry, but thank you for helping us every way you could." And he'll let somebody else butcher it.
Okay. Yeah, Charles, thanks you profusely and then leads Dawn away. And we won't jerk that for any further tears. But you eat like kings.
Yay.
You eat fresh meat for probably the first time in a very, very long time. And there's even some left over that they start to try and quickly cook up into some sort of jerky, or they basically cook it well done so it doesn't decay. I don't really know what they could do with the amount of time they have available. So after you've eaten, you're sitting there, you're trying to stay warm. They've started a fire at this point, and most of them actually probably have guns. And they're keeping eyes on the windows, which are mostly boarded up. They've got the doors barred. And Charlie comes over to where you're all sitting and says, "So, you all come out here just to check up on us, or?"
We came out to see if there's anyone still alive out here.
Well, clearly we can't stay here. There's a wagon in the barn. You've got horses. We could hitch them up. We could load our people up into the wagon and try and make it for Ashland or Jacksonville. Are you willing to help us with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like what we're here for.
Well, thank you. I'm grateful. And I'm grateful to you as well, Mr. Bromista.
Of course.
Well, we'll wait the night out, and then tomorrow we'll have to get the wagon out of barn. And,
Have the women and children start gathering up any supplies you want to take with you.
of course, and we grabbed whatever we could when those things attacked. We held up here in the bunkhouse. They came middle of December. Started, first it was just a couple folk going missing in the night. Figured, someone got lost in the snow while heading out to the outhouse. Well, when we started finding the pieces and the bloodstains, we kind of figured it weren't people getting lost and freezing to death. And then they started attacking in broad daylight. Monsters. Have you seen them?
Oh yeah, we've seen
We
it.
have seen them.
Never seen anything like that in my life, but they were monsters.
Let's get our rest, and then we will head out first thing in the morning.
All right.
I will stay up as long as I can for the night, which I only need 1 hour of downtime.
Yeah,
I think
where
I find
are you going?
I think
to
I
get
find
that?
like an off room away
Uh-huh.
from the main group and just kind of fall down.
Okay.
Mr. Wise, I'd be much obliged if you could loan me a 6-shooter, or I can buy it off of you if you have a spare one.
Don't you have to?
I lost retribution.
You did?
Yeah,
When?
when I fell off my
Oh
horse.
yeah. Yeah, I've got an old revolver you can borrow. It's only going to do 2d6 damage. It's not a big iron like your peacemakers.
I'll do, Mr. Wise. Thank you. Appreciate it. She'll offer him a couple dollars for it.
No. You came to help us. The least I can do is arm you.
She's gonna find the quiet corner and start carving some runes
Okay.
into the barrel.
And the night goes by, not uneventfully, but we're not going to get into it. You definitely hear these things prowling outside, scratching at the doors, scratching at the windows. At one point, you hear the windows shatter and a scream, and like you barge in, and a couple people are backing away against the far wall, and then one of these things is like trying to reach through the boards with its clawed hand, slice it off, and it gives a yelp and retreats off into the darkness. Yeah, and then dawn comes. Everyone make vigor rolls.
Dawn.
Yeah, too soon.
Yeah. I thought the same thought. I was like, oh, Dawn's back. She's like Thor's ghost.
Alright.
I got a success.
Got 9.
You got 9? Alright. So you're fine, you don't take any fatigue for the cold. Because even with the fire in the bunkhouse and everything else, it's still really, really cold. On the bright side, you're not hungry. You've got breakfast. Yeah, Charles finds you again. Alright. Well, we'll have to cover each other, because who knows if those things are larking waiting to attack or not. Broad daylight, but we'll get to the barn, we'll get the wagon open, or get the doors open, get the wagon out. And,
I will guard everyone.
I'll also keep watch.
alright, appreciate it. I'll need some help getting the doors open. And dug out.
My arms are strong. I will help with the digging.
Alright. Yeah, you go out there in the snow, you dig the barn doors out. There's no sign of the creatures as you're watching. But you are unprepared for the stench that wafts out of the barn as you get the doors open. And, you remember this was a ranch. Ranches generally have a whole lot of livestock. You didn't see any of the livestock.
Do they have a lot of dead stock?
You know where the livestock went. This barn, there's the wagon that's sitting there, it's all nice and intact. But there's bones, there's still strips of meat hanging off of some of them, and it's like something took all the livestock, killed them all, and dumped their bodies in here when they were done feasting on the flesh.
Okay.
That's disturbing.
And yeah, it's not just animal corpses in here either. And Charles just like goes white in the face. In fact, everyone make a spirit roll, except for you, Haru. This is less supernatural scary and more of just grotesque, whether you puke or not. You hold your shit together, but Charles doesn't. He goes white in the face, quickly like staggers back and manages to turn away, and then pukes.
You're just gonna pat him on the back.
Oh my god. What in God's name?
Not in God's name, Mr. Wise.
He had nothing to do with this.
Why is this happening?
It is a test. A test of your faith, a test of your family.
This is a test?
All great evil is a test, is it not?
Innocent folk shouldn't suffer for a test.
I agree, but I am not the one who makes the rules.
There's no way. We can't make it. These things will kill us before we get to Ashland.
I want you to know something, sir. I said those exact same words to myself about 50 times on the way here. If we made it here, we will make it to Ashland.
Mr. Wise, if you can drive this wagon, we'll keep the ones that get near us at bay.
Alright. Alright.
Good man.
And yeah, you get the wagon pulled out of there. You get at least 2 of your horses hitched up to it. Which horses do you hitch up?
Well, I don't know how to ride my horse.
Neither do I.
What about you? Do you know how to ride
I
Oakley?
have riding, yeah.
Okay.
So maybe
we'll
I
hook
will
up Cordelia and Coon.
Here's what I think. I think one of the horses would be like the scout that goes ahead and kind of like checks out for a safe route.
Yeah,
and the
Scout and I
others would be pulling
can
the wagon.
ride ahead of the wagon.
I'll walk up the rear.
Okay. You leave the Boxar Ranch. Got this wagon full of people. Well, wagon full of supplies, few people. You've got a bunch of people walking with you. It's slow going. This wagon does not make good time at all. Rachel, you're scouting ahead, and there's a point where the path that you're following, the trail, goes through kind of like this natural pass through the mountains. And you can see Ashland out ahead. It's still probably going to be another day's journey just to get to Ashland. You stop to let the wagon catch up, and you're looking around. And they're slowly come rolling up, and as you look past them, you see these things mustering in great numbers. They're coming in close, and striding in their midst, wings stretched out, is this thing you recognize. You've shot it. It's coarse gray fur, still singed with the burns of your Sacramento surprise, and yeah, it looks side to side, cocks its head at you from the distance, and then just like lifts an arm and does a forward gesture, and these things come loping forward, and that is where we will leave off. Thank you, listeners, for joining us for this latest episode of Valley of Famine. Deadlands Reloaded and Savage Worlds are the property of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Sound effects are provided by Plate Mail Games, music by the Eaglestone Collective, and elk calls are courtesy of the Yellowstone National Park Services. You can find links to all of these in the show notes. Once again, thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful whatever time of day it is you're listening to this, and we'll catch you next time.